So their Better Business Bureau rating is an F, but on top of that, there are lots and lots of customer reviews, and they have a 1.13 stars out of 5 rating. I don't know that I've ever seen anyone with a rating that low, and I'm starting to see why. So my recommendation would be is if you've got $1,000 or $1,200 to blow, just get you a lighter and set it on fire, and it would probably be more worthwhile than putting your money into a Coleman AT125UT. Hi, I'm Lucas here from Peaks Peak Hobby Homestead, and I'm here today to talk to you about the Coleman AT125UT. I purchased this ATV for my son 8 months ago, and today I found out that it is garbage. We had catastrophic failure inside the engine case. It has something to do with the gear system. The engine still runs, but there's something in the gearbox that's busted, so it won't move. It's locked up solid, and when it locked up, it broke other things. I purchased this in late December of 2020, and basically my son started using it at the beginning of the year 2021, and it broke on August 16th, so we got just over 8 months out of it. I have tried to be upfront and share with you the entire experience of owning this Coleman ATV. And I knew what I was buying when I bought it. It's it's generic, made in China. It's actually a Tao ATV. I knew that it wouldn't be top-notch, and there would be regular maintenance and repairs that would have to be done on it. But the main reason I went ahead and purchased it was because it had the Coleman name on it, and I felt like Coleman had a decent reputation. I decided that they would probably stand behind it, so I went ahead and bought one. In the interest of fairness, I will say it is advertised that there's a 90-day warranty on this, so technically it is not still under warranty. I believe that I have said in one of my videos that it had a 12-month warranty, and that was a mistake. I don't know if I was misled when I purchased it or if I just misunderstood. But regardless, it is only a 90-day warranty, so it would be out of warranty now. But I'm frustrated with Coleman because when I contacted them and explained to them what kind of catastrophic failure we had and what I felt like they should do, they asked me to submit my receipt and pictures and everything to them. And they almost immediately emailed back and rejected my warranty claim and said the reason was, one, that it was outside of 90 days, and two, that I had purchased it at a discount, which indicates that I had bought a faulty machine to begin with. Now, the discount that I received was the 10% off discount that Tractor Supply offers for applying for a Tractor Supply credit card. And then when I got ready to load it, the tires were flat, and the manager said, hey, I'm gonna knock a few bucks off because your tires are flat and you'll have to take care of that. Now, he was just being nice. It was a cop-out, and that was basically what I told them is that's not why you're not warranting the machine. You're just taking the easy way out and not standing behind your product. I have since learned that on the Better Business Bureau website for Coleman Power Sports USA, they have a rating of F. Yeah, so their Better Business Bureau rating is an F. And you can go onto the website and see they have some 50 or 60 claims against them that they've either failed to respond to or failed to close, and that's how you get your poor rating from the Better Business Bureau. But on top of that, there are lots and lots of customer reviews, and they have a 1.13 stars out of 5 rating. I don't know that I've ever seen anyone with a rating that low, and I'm starting to see why. Now, I'm not trying to be unfair about this because, like I said, I knew what I was buying in the beginning, but I felt like Coleman should have a decent reputation and they would stand behind it. To kind of give you the rundown of the problems that we had with this machine when we bought it. Of course, when I first bought it, the tires weren't holding air. That was no big deal. That was basically the people who put it together didn't know how to tighten up the valve cores, and so we tightened up the valve cores, filled them with air, and we're good to go. But within the first 2 weeks, the bolts fell out of the sprocket, chain fell off, the chain ended up breaking because it fell off, and then that broke the speedometer sensor, and all of those things were destroyed. Coleman didn't respond to my request for information on that. They didn't stand behind the warranty on that, so I had to buy the parts and I had to fix it. We also had the tie rod ends and ball joints were loose when we purchased it, and so, you know, day one I had to go around and tighten up all the bolts and get all that stuff straightened out. Within the first month they were loose again, so they're just made with, you know, low grade materials that wouldn't tighten up and hold, and eventually the thread stripped off of one of the ball joints, and it completely fell apart when my son was riding it. The tire fell off, so I had to replace the ball joints again. I didn't even try to contact Coleman for warranty because they had already blew me off the first time. I just found some parts on eBay and fixed it myself. We went through 3 sets of brake pads on it. They'd last about a week and a half or 2 weeks, and then they would be shot. So some kind of issue there. The headlights quit working on it. So here I am, 8 months out, and I've got a $1,000 paperweight here. So my recommendation would be is if you've got $1,000 or $1,200 to blow, just get you a lighter and set it on fire, and it would probably be more worthwhile than putting your money into a Coleman AT125UT. Now, I'm not going to say my son didn't have a good time with it. He had a lot of fun on it. But every single time he climbed on it, I cringed, because I knew that I would be towing it back to the garage and working on it within the next couple of days, because something was going to break. And there was rarely a time when he rode the four-wheeler but something didn't come loose, or something didn't fall off of it, or something didn't break, and we had to fix it. So that's where we're at on this. Now, since they refused to do anything to help me out, I am going to take it back apart, pull the engine out of it, split the engine apart, and see what's broken in there. Maybe I can find parts, and maybe I can repair it myself. But also, if you'll remember, when I first got this, in the first 2 weeks of ownership, we had a major failure. The rear sprocket bolts fell out, and it caused the chain to break. It broke the speedometer and tore up one of the sprockets, and I contacted Coleman at that time to try and get them to cover those repairs under warranty, and they wouldn't respond. So what that tells me is that if you have problems in your first 90 days, they're not going to stand behind it, because they're not going to respond to you. Once you're outside of your 90 days, then it's easier to respond, because they can just tell you that you're out of warranty and it's too late. That's how I feel about all of this, and I'm not one to get online and trash somebody, and I hope that I'm not trashing anyone unfairly, but I want my viewers to be able to make responsible decisions based on real information. So that being said, I've got some videos out there that speak pretty highly of the machine the first few weeks that we had it, and watching my son have a good time, smile and laugh and enjoy it, do donuts and all that stuff, that was fun, and he had a lot of good times with it. And so, you know, those were our perspective at the time, but 8 months is a pretty short time to be able to enjoy that when you put the kind of money into this that we put into it. So it is what it is. I'm not going to really say anything else about it, but if I am able to get it apart, get it fixed, and make some repairs to it, I'll share that with you, and I'll show you what we come up with for it. Maybe I can help somebody else who already owns one that's left in the same boat I am, and that is, if you want it to run, you're going to have to figure it out on your own. So I'll do what I can to share that kind of information with you if I have any more to share. Otherwise, if somebody needs some parts, send me a message. I may have some. Now, I appreciate you guys watching, and I hope that this video is not taken as you know, too sour grapes and bitter and unfair, because I don't want to be that way. But my whole purpose in putting these videos out there, when I talk about the tools and equipment that I buy, is to help other people when they're trying to decide, well, is it worth it to spend this much money, or should I go a different route? And I can tell you, you can go buy a Kawasaki KFX 90 for about $2,500, and to me, if I had it to do over again, there's no question I'd go spend twice the money, and I'd buy the Kawasaki, because one, it does have a full 12-month warranty. Two, they have reputable service departments and parts that you can source without having to spend $60 on shipping for any small item that you've got. Honestly, in the long run, you're going to be money ahead. But it is what it is. That's not what we did. This is what we ended up with, and so I'm sharing that with you. I do appreciate y'all watching, and y'all have a good day.